What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and we have here the brand new Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus for an unboxing. I've literally just got back from the Impact event and I couldn't resist because I need to get this outside of the box. Now if you're interested in the regular S10 or the S10e, I've covered those in detail and also compared them to the S10 Plus in one of my previous videos. I'll link that in the cards and in the description. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at this S10 Plus. Let's get it open. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website or online store, make it with Squarespace. Now the box is different compared to what we've had over previous years, and it's apparently also eco-friendly this year. Thumbs up. And the S10 Plus logo here at the front extends all the way past the edges of the front of the box, and I think that's to hint the almost bezel-less design of the S10 Plus. And it is in white, and this may be because I've got the Prism white color. I'm not sure if you're gonna have different color logos on different color devices. Let's break the seal. Okay, this is seriously excessive to break this small seal, but hey, just about without damaging the box or my table. Right, let's get this opened. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Look at that. Whew. Okay, that looks really good. I'm gonna resist and put this to the side for just a second while we see what else we get inside the box. Now the first thing I'm actually noticing is that all the accessories are white, which I'm assuming maybe because we've got the white version. I don't know if you're gonna get different color versions for different color devices, but if that is the case, that's gonna be absolutely dope. Right, here's everything else that we get inside the box laid out on the table. We've got a quick start guide. There is a power brick, which does support adaptive fast charging. We've got a USB Type A to USB Type C cable. And then we've got some AKG earphones. Now these have a braided cable as well as a 3.5mm connector, and that's because the S10 Plus does have a 3.5mm jack. I know a lot of you guys are super happy that Samsung have still included this year. In addition to that, we also have a SIM card ejector tool, and Samsung always includes a few adapters. So we've got a full-size USB to USB Type-C, and we've also got a micro USB to USB Type-C adapter. So if you've got an old phone and you want to transfer your data over, it's going to be nice and easy to do that. Right, now let's get to the best part, and that is removing this plastic. Ready for it, guys? Oh, that is so satisfying. Now the first thing you'll notice about this Prism White is that it actually gives off a bit of a rainbow reflection depending on the way the light hits it. It looks very slick indeed. It's also curved along the edges, and we've got a silver metal frame which feels very premium. Let's take off this front screen protector as well. So satisfying. Right, now let's take a closer look around the device and I'll talk you through all of the new features. The first thing we have to look at is this beautiful display. We've got a 6.4-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and this is the world's first mobile display to support HDR10+. It looks absolutely stunning. Now you can see that we've got minimal bezels, completely maximizing that screen to body ratio. There is a slight chin. I know a few people are going to be going on about that, but I've already compared this to the iPhone XS Max, and if you look at the bezel of the iPhone XS Max, it's only slightly smaller compared to this so-called chin. Screen to body ratio is awesome. You really don't have anything to complain about. The display also has Quad HD Plus resolution, so details are super sharp and crispy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. This currently has the best mobile display on any smartphone out there right now. You can tell everybody that that's what SuperSaf said. I absolutely love this display. Now, of course, to achieve this maximum screen to body ratio, Samsung have had to put the front facing camera somewhere. We've seen other solutions where there's mechanical pop-ups and things like that, but Samsung have opted for their Infinity O design. So this is a punch out for the front facing cameras, and you can see that we've got two here. Now I know this punch out design is subjective and some of you guys may like it or not. I personally don't mind it. It is nicely tucked away here in the corner. And Samsung have very cleverly made all of their wallpapers a little bit more dark on the top hand corner, so you don't really notice it as much, but you will notice it when you pull down the settings and things like that. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. I do prefer this to a notch. Now within this punch out, we do have two front facing cameras. So the primary camera is 10 megapixels with an f1.9 aperture, and it also has dual pixel autofocus this year. This is something that we've only had on rear facing cameras before. And with that higher resolution, we can now film 4K UHD from the front facing camera. I cannot wait to test this out. The secondary camera is 8 megapixels with an f2.2 aperture, and this is going to be used for depth information. I was hoping that it'll be a wide angle camera, but it is only for depth information, and that should improve your live focus selfies. Now, having said that, within the camera app, there is a wide option. Now, I assume this is doing it with software, not hardware, because this option is also available on the S10 as well as the S10e, and those all have a single front-facing camera. Also within this display is the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which sits about here, and it seems to work really well. You can go to it straight from when the screen's off or from the lock screen, and it works so much better compared to the optical solutions that we have currently. Now, because of the tiny bezels, unfortunately, there is no space for an LED notification light. I've had a look around in the settings and everything, and I can't see one there. I know that's something that a few people will be upset about, but as a compromise, you do get these tiny bezels. There's an earpiece, and that also acts as one of the stereo speakers. There's one here at the bottom, and at the bottom, we also have the USB Type-C input, as well as a 3.5mm jack, as mentioned earlier on. At the top, we've got SIM card tray, and this also has space for a micro SD card, so you can expand the storage on this, and it already comes with a base of 128 gigabytes, but there's also a 512 as well as a 1TB option available at higher prices, of course, but that means you can get up to 1.5 terabytes of storage in total, including the expandable storage on the S10 Plus. That's absolutely insane. The version I have here also supports dual SIM cards, so I can have two SIMs active here at the same time. However, I can't have the second SIM card as well as the micro SD card. I have to choose between those two for the second SIM card. Now, this may vary depending on your region, so do check that out. On the right hand side, there is the power button, there's a volume rocker on the left hand side, as well as the Bixby button. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like this Bixby button, and Samsung is finally going to allow us to remap this to whatever we like. However, this is currently not available on this early software version. It's going to be coming in later on with a software update. Now let's move towards the back and talk about these cameras. And this time for the S10 Plus, we have a triple camera setup, and Samsung have covered all bases. The primary camera is 12 megapixels and it has a variable aperture like we had last year. So that's going to switch between f1.5 and f2.4 depending on the lighting in your scene. This also has optical image stabilization. The secondary camera is a telephoto camera with optical image stabilization, 12 megapixels, and this has an f2.4 aperture. It's going to give you 2 times optical zoom, so it's going to allow you to get in closer to your subjects. And the new lens that we have this year is the ultra wide, and this is something that I'm so happy about. This is 16 megapixels, has an f2.2 aperture, and around about a 123 degree angle of view. So for your landscapes and if you're in a tight space or whatever, this is going to be so useful. Of course, we need to test out these cameras in depth, SuperSaf style. Let me know in the comments below which camera comparison you'd like me to do first of the S10 Plus against. Now, we've also got some major improvements for video. There is 4K at up to 60 frames a second, and we've got super steady capture. And this is going to give you almost near action cam stabilization. I've had a brief test with this and it looks very impressive. But not only that, the S10s are also the world's first smartphones to support HDR10 plus video recording. So not only do you have an HDR10 plus display, you can also record video with HDR10 plus, which is going to give you some great dynamic range and lots of vibrant colors. Once again, I absolutely cannot wait to test this out more. And Samsung has also opened up their SDK for their camera, so other apps such as Instagram and Snapchat will be more optimized for the S10, and that means we're no longer going to have crappy quality on Android. The S10 Plus is going to give you absolutely awesome quality on Instagram and Snapchat and other apps. I'm so looking forward to this. Now, having a look at the build, it's got Samsung's signature curved design, so both sides are curved. Feels really nice in the hand, looks very slick. We've got either glass options or ceramic options as well. The ceramic options are going to be more durable and feel more premium. And I would go as far as saying that this is one of the best looking and most premium smartphones you can buy right now. We also have IP68 water and dust resistance. Now, internally, the S10 Plus is powered by either the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor or Samsung's Exynos 9820. I've got the Exynos version here because I'm in Europe, and Samsung have said that we've got 29% faster CPU performance and 37% faster GPU performance. And along with that, you get a base of 8 gigabytes of RAM, but there is also a 12 gigabyte of RAM version available. So in terms of gaming and performance, I've got no doubt that this is going to be super speedy. If there is a specific speed test you want me to do of the S10 Plus versus another device, then definitely let me know in the comments below. We've got One UI here on top of Android Pie. I'm really digging One UI so far. It's very smooth, and it brings everything down to make it more reachable with one hand. So for instance, if I'm here in the Messages app, you can see that we've got this header and we've got all of the controls here at the bottom. So I'm not going to have to keep reaching up to go to the latest message or anything like that. It's all going to be down here reachable. Now finally, let's talk about the battery. So we've got a relatively large 4100 mAh battery in the S10 Plus. And this, Samsung have said, should give you 25% better battery life compared to the S9 Plus, which was pretty decent. But it doesn't stop there. We have fast charging out of the box, as you know, but we now have fast wireless charging 2.0, which is supposed to be 36% faster compared to what we had last year, and that was already one of the fastest out there. And this year we also have wireless PowerShare. This is basically reverse wireless charging, where you can use your S10 Plus to charge another device that supports Qi wireless charging, whether that's a smartphone or even if it's an accessory. So we've got the new Galaxy Buds, which you can wirelessly charge using the S10 Plus. Now, I'm not sure of the exact speed of it. I am gonna have to spend some more time and test it out. One of my criticisms of the Huawei Mate 20 Pro was that it was super slow. Let's see how fast this will be. Pricing wise, this does start at £900 in the UK or around $1,000 in the US. And if you do wanna go for the top of the line ceramic version, that is gonna set you back around £1,400 or $1,600. Now that device does have a terabyte of storage with 12 gigabytes of RAM, so you are paying more for those premium features. And that is the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus unboxing and run through of all of its features. I'm really digging it so far. I love this curved design. I love all of the features. Samsung have ticked off so many boxes. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think of the S10 Plus so far and what are the videos you'd like me to cover. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the upcoming SuperSaf style coverage, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Now before we sign off, a big thanks to our sponsor for this video, Squarespace. So if you want to build a slick looking website quickly and easily, then Squarespace is for you. It's an all-in-one platform and you don't need to know any code or have any web design experience. You can just use one of their many templates as a starting point and expand on it with their easy-to-use interface. And if you get stuck, they've got great 24/7 customer support. I've personally been using Squarespace for well over a year now. You can check out my website for inspiration. And if you want to build your own, then go to squarespace.com/SuperSaf or visit the link in the description to start your free trial and save 10% of your first purchase of a website or domain. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.